Welcome! I don't much feel like singing today because I didn't have coffee this morning. I have coffee, but I don't have sugar, and I'm one of those people that needs sugar in my coffee, or it doesn't work. So I may as well skip the coffee for now until I can get proper ingredients for a proper brew. I need live, yada yada yada. We're doing part 3 of the UnClFoo RNG championship role. I have to do championships for the history of Press Pass, which goes back quite a long time. And so this is one of the assets that we're co-publishing. We're all about owning your activity as your property, owning what you publish in the economy as your property, and that property returning value to you when it's expressed into the market. So we're building assets specifically around that idea, and this is one of these assets, Press Pass All Access. And so this is organized into seasons of co-publishing. Season 1, we will co-publish the upsi-pie lore and a television show. In Season 2, we'll do National Association of Modern Football, that's American football. Season 3 will be the Global Hockey Program. Season 4 will be United Club Football. That's the championship slate that we're currently deciding. And if you watch live and you are in the comments, you can shape the lore. Just chime in. Okay, go to the wiki with me, chime in, use the same details that I'm using, and just chime in, because otherwise I'm going to RNG championship winners. But I'd love if you were like, hey, well, I think this team should win this cluster this year in the comments, and that makes it more engaging. But also buy a publishing title. So you can support the concept of published activity as your property, support the science of doing that, support the team doing that, and co-publish directly into these assets with us. So a publishing title in Season 1 will put a character into the lore of the upsi-pie. You'll basically join a lobby, okay? And then you'll wait for the lobby to populate with 12 to 16 other characters, or sorry, 11 to 15 other characters, making a 12 to 16 seat table. And then y'all will roleplay your adventure. There's a story map to the adventure, and then what happens is official canon. And then we make a sports mockumentary out of that. And everybody contributes to the archive. Our platform over here at Lemmy Productions makes the main mockumentary in the modern era. But as we expand the franchise, by the time we get to Season 4 here, that franchise will be much expanded. And you'll see a lot of films, web series, things like that other people are doing, not me, out of the franchise. It's all to celebrate sports documentary, sports mockumentary, form the archive together, co-publish this asset, publish our activity together as a shared property. That's what this is about. And that is the precedent use for NFTs, is to publish activity as property, not to gamble on the publishing potential of said activity or the resale potential of the title itself. Anyway, everybody's caught up to that by now. If you haven't, catch up. Let's lead off by the main thing I wanted to do here was, one, check the stream. Gamble on the publishing potential of said activity. I'm not very loud. I think the microphone's very loud. Window. This is what I need. So we're rolling the Upsilon Pi Part 3. I did some championships last night. We're all the way, we're in 1935. So Glasgow Spice Market was our last champion of 1934. And again, this is RNG, and world history happened as world history happened, but this is our sports history in this sports mockumentary. and each team has a like these teams will have football gods, and power elements. So I haven't decided what those will be yet. And also, by the maybe we'll have a more populated slate of co-publishers, and I won't have to decide what those are. You guys can come in and actually publish those details yourselves. I did all of that for the Bisafe as a template, as a layout, because nobody knew what I was talking about when I was trying to get people to do this in the abstract. So now that we have a more thorough rules and rails and behavioral thing, people should buy publishing titles. That's what I was doing. Join the game, populate a story beat in one of the chapters, and if you have enough means, buy enough publishing titles to run a chapter, or buy enough publishing titles to run a story in a chapter. So here's version 1. These things are $17 right now to publish a character into the lore of Press Pass. And the player coach characters are $30, $37. So we sell out these publishing titles. Then we have a budget on our side to film the sports mockumentary that is supposed to be a tier 1 streaming video on demand, and it gets more expensive by the day. What is that smell? Interesting. Okay. So you make up a character. Okay. You roleplay that character into the lore of a professional sports environment, which is exactly what I did for 5 years. And then you film memes and scenes around that character, and those memes and scenes go in the archive for a sports documentary that we're making together. We're making a main show that's like, The Office mixed with 30 for 30 out of this franchise. That's what Let Me Out Productions is going to handle. And then, I assume we're going to get a major Hollywood partner on there. I'm being beaten up in so many ways. Man, y'all really don't want to own what we publish. That's what's going on. Everybody's just participating in the system that feeds all the publishing to corporations. And even they're figuring out that they need to share publishing. Otherwise, they're publishing this AI paste and nobody can pay for it. Okay. Let's get into it. So we're rolling August of 1935. Let's talk about the champions that won since last night. I think last night we got all the way up to the New York Butter, but I was pretty tired when I went to sleep, so I don't know if we got all the way up to New York Butter. But we had Spice Market winning in 22 and the New York Butter winning in 23. I'm keeping track of the runners up in the championship because I think that's important for lore. And then we also have the cluster winners. So each cluster is named after a letter of the Greek alphabet. And sorry. Yeah, and winning the cluster is a big deal too. So you want to win the cluster. It's an automatic spot in the playoffs. And if you win your cluster, you get whatever the cluster trophy is, and then you get into the UnClFoo playoff, where the cluster champions face off in their own minis in their side of the playoff, and then we have wild card and point leader teams. And they face off in their side of the playoff. And then the winner of the cluster champs and the wild card playoff point leader teams face off in the final. That may change because at a certain point we have way more clusters than we do wild cards. And this may just be a general mix after a time. We'll see how it goes. But it's usually tau, gamma, kappa, omicron, epsilon, alpha, and then wildcard 1 versus point leader 4, wildcard 2 versus point leader 3, wildcard 3 versus point leader 2, wildcard 4 versus point leader 1. and that would be the playoff structure. And then even as we expand clusters, the clusters always expand in 2s or 4s even. So by the time we get to the full league, we could still do the cluster face-off. But we might mix it up as far as wildcard and point leader teams so we can have a more thorough playoff. So last night, I rolled Spice Market a win. Congratulations to Spice Market. They haven't been very successful. That's in Glasgow. So for 35, I need a split window here is what I need. Look at who's trending. Alfred, Bianca, Zephaniah Wife, Micah Hellstrand, Adair Jones, Miles Brewfrost, Olivia Jackson. It's all the Calgary Mounted Elbow from 1939, so Hassan Piker's probably on this site because I gave him a character. I still hate that guy. Watch this on your stream, you coward. I hate that guy. But he co-publishing is an open activity, and he's welcome to co-publish into this franchise as well with this specific character. That's my caveat. He ain't gonna watch this, but somebody from Night Media will. You guys are a group of cronies. There's a whole racket over there on information and what people perceive. It's dog shit. It's horrible stuff. Shape up. Okay. I'm tired, so I need coffee. I'm gonna shoot my shot and put my Cash App tag in there. Oh, I didn't ever update the browser. There we are. Okay. This isn't pay to play. We don't pay for a championship or anything like that. It's not what's happening. Even if you buy publishing titles, which is $17 to $18 right now, you can come in and roll numbers with me, and that way you can impact the lore. But what's after the it's Tau Kappa Epsilon Alpha Omicron. I always forget about the Omicron. The Omicron division, the Omicron cluster, because there's only 3 teams for the first 25 years, so it's kind of rigged in terms of who gets the playoff. I did that on purpose. You guys can complain about it in the lore. I thought it was funny. Why don't you just put 2 teams with 4 or 2 clusters with 4? Because we're doing a comedic presentation of sports mockumentary. You guys complain about why 4 clusters or 5 clusters have 5 teams and 1 cluster is 3 when it could be more balanced. This is the Gamma cluster. Okay, let's roll. Suppose I'll put these on this side. Rolling the upsilon pi. Rolling the upsilon pi. Kimani, what's upsilon pi from? Oh, I was in a fraternity in college, and you don't see the fraternity from my school or wide supporting co-publishing. So in a way, it's sort of making fun of that. And then, you know, we talk about brotherhood, and then we have an all-time market opportunity to set a behavior for blockchain, and I'm just sold to gamblers. I think in that case, people just don't know. But it's weird. It wasn't like I was unpopular in my organization when I was in college. I think blockchain is just very unpopular because of what Hassan Piker specifically did to it by lying. Lying is a liar. I need dice roll. Wait, is my normal site up? Are you still down? Hey, we're back in action. This is the one I prefer to use. Okay. Because I was start and stop. So we're in the 23 to 48 slate on all of these clusters. And we're pulling the cluster champions. Here's the Omicron. You can see there's only 3 teams. So I may occasionally put Jasmine Star Algeria as the winner of the Omicron. Just like on those seasons they played it, like maybe for like the 10 years they played in the Omicron to balance it out. Who knows? We'll see. That's an easy retcon. Molasses hat Brazil will always make me laugh. All right, let's get ready to rumble. First up is the Tau champion. Me streaming by myself, pretending to be in a sports documentary, deep lore by myself. We have about 80-something co-publishers, but ain't none of them in here. Okay. Nobody wants to own what we publish as our property, which is crazy to me. It's a crazy situation to me. Ford, New York butter. Oh, we're here. So the New York butter have been successful because they were back-to-back in 32 and 33. I wish that surprised me. It means they're probably going to have to come up in the narrative of the Manhattan Pantaloons, depending on where they play. I was thinking of putting them on Staten Island or even somewhere out in Long Island. 5. Hey, Roma Dolce Continentale. Am I saying that right? Is that their first Kappa win? Okay, congratulations, Rome. That's a new team as of this gray line here, so.
Roma Dolce Continentale.
Ooh, that's nice.
Roma Dolce Continentale.
Roma Dolce Continentale. Dolce. I cannot do that. All right. Epsilon time. I'm sort of partial to Spice Market in the Epsilon, but I like the London lanes as well. No, I like Draperi Polski. Oh, it's Oslo. Congrats to the Oslo Dry Socks Athletic Club. Very successful 30s down here. Okay, in the Alpha, as you can see, Schneller Hassan van München moved to the Alpha division. Team 3, Club Zurich Alpenfin. I told my friend that used to live in Zurich that team name, he laughed his ass off. Because it's even funnier in, I guess that's Swiss German. Alpenfin. Congrats to Denmark. Third, a 3-peat in the Omicron. Do I want that to happen? Eh, why not? Okay, now in the Gamma. Sun and Sky, Argentina. Sol y Cielo, Argentina. In the Gamma. It's been a minute since they've won, so there we are. 1935. Okay. Now we get the runners up. the wild cards and the point leaders. So the wild cards are by record. You have the next 4 slots, the playoff slots, go to the teams by record, and then the last 4 playoff spots go to the point leaders after that. So sometimes, you know, the best record might be a cluster champion, the point leader might be the cluster champion or a wild card team. So it's just measurable after the initial fact. So those things are all very important. Winning is important and scoring is important. And UnClFoo. And in United Club Football. Okay, so we have 28 teams that we're pulling from. And big money, big money, big money. Team 9, Antwerpen Sculpturen. Congrats to the sculptures. You are the, I just want to copy it from over here. You are slot 1 and wild card. Let's get the spinner going. Team 5 is Genoa Profondo Internazionale. Congratulations to Profondo. You see, you guys finally broke through. You made the Upsilon Pi game series, because it's a 3-game series, a bunch. 1, 2, 3 times, and then you finally broke through in 31. So good job. Good job, Genoa. And now you're slot 2 in the wild card. I guess we could go 14. I won't cheat you. Oh, never mind. 12. Red Window. St. Petersburg Red Window. Back in the cluster flock. That's what we call in this. Okay. Team up. We got Antwerp again. Y'all made the playoffs twice in 35. 16 is Yellow River Lansau at the time. They're not in Brazil yet. Yellow River Lansau. And then that's going to be our 4 spots for the wild card. And now we'll do the 4 point leaders. Team 2, Cold Edge, Mexico City. Of course, there are point leaders. Oh, I didn't adjust the cluster champions yet. I have to do that. 11. Poland Drakes, Drapiri Polski. I believe, is Uno Nuevo, Uno Seis Panama. Congratulations. And then the last point leader spot, London Lanes. You better hope it goes to y'all. 15 is not London Lanes. That is Molasses Hat, Brazil. So glad they're back in it. Yeah, okay. Now let's get the cluster winners. It's gonna be the Butter, Rome, Dry Socks, Alpenfeen, Denmark Wonder, and Sun in the Sky. I don't need to change that one. Oh, Schneiderhaus Van Munchen didn't make the fucking playoffs. That's funny. They've been very successful. I think they've like made almost every round of roleplay of RNG so far. The Spice Market didn't even make the playoffs. This is such a random slate. All right. So this is just standard heads and tails. Do I have... I think I liked the Google one. I don't know soccer trends. Don't ask me. Where were you? The spinner is what I want. Okay, this is more fun and more dramatic. New York butter versus the sun and sky. And it is definitely the sun and sky there. Sorry to the butter. I know Argentina's doing well in the real world tournament. Congrats to Argentina. Everybody calling y'all racist. I know better. I used to live there. I don't want to hear that at all. That's insulting. I've never felt more like spiritually free of racism than when I was in Argentina. Facts. So Rome beats Denmark, and it's Zurich over Oslo. All right, let's do the wild card next. For these ones, in this era of UnClFoo, because 3 teams advance, the best record gets the bye. The next 2 play the sophomore round, and then the semifinal would then be between the best record and the winner of the sophomore round. But the freshman round, those are the results. So let's go Antwerp versus Molasses Hat. I could skew it. I could roll a 7, like a 7, and then have it be like 1 through 4 is the let's do it that way. That way there's a home court advantage. 1 through 4 is a top team. So that's going to be Antwerp. 5 through 7 would be the lower seed. Genoa. Red Window. And Yellow River Lansau. So it's a sweep from the home team. Maybe I need to do 9. Yeah, let's do 9. 1 through 5 is the line, and then 6 through 9 is let's do that. Okay. So who do y'all think had the best record in UnClFoo between these cluster champions? I guess we could roll it. 1 through 3. 3 being Argentina, 1 being Roma, 2 being Zurich. So Rome has the best record. So Argentina and Zurich are playing. And so it doesn't really matter for this, but all I'm going to say is Argentina had the better record. So that means Zurich is hosting game 1, and then Buenos Aires is hosting games 2 and 3, if there is a game 3. So there is always travel. But that's how the playoffs work in UnClFoo. All right, so let's spin that. Argentina's 1, Zurich is 2. Oh, it's Zurich. Okay. I got to obey my own rules. Congrats to Zurich. All right, so Rome and Zurich. Rome is the top 5. Rome is the bottom. Zurich is bottom 4. So it's Rome. Rome is in the final. And now we do Antwerp versus Yellow River. That's Antwerp. Genoa against the Profondo against Red Window. That's Red Window. Okay. Red Window versus Antwerp. Sort of a rivalry. It's Antwerp. Rome versus Antwerp for the upsi-pie. That's how fun. Hey, Antwerp. Antwerp Sculpturen with their first ever upsi-pie. All right. Good job. So nobody from the clusters won. I think the same thing happened. Yeah, same thing happened in the previous finals too. That can happen. So if you get in on points or wins, if you don't win your cluster, you can still win the championship. Oh. All right, Antwerp, good job. It's RNG, but good job, because y'all didn't get one yet. Was Antwerp a thing in 1935? It's a real thing. Oh, sweet. They already had a team. 1880. Royal Antwerp Football Club. I'm not stepping on their toes. And in Press Pass, none of this exists. That's funny though, that the team and that's great. Oh, they're still around. Do I know any of their players? They have a nice slate of interesting and diverse players. This is good. I could use a few more Belgians, though. Oh no, they got plenty of Belgians. I didn't see this slate here in the defenders. Rijn van Helden. Yeah. That's the most Belgian name I've ever heard in my life. Jorn Engels. Kobe Corbani. Dude, are you named after Kobe Bryant? Please tell me he's named after Kobe Bryant. He's 25, bro. Kobe Corbani. Awesome. Well, Kobe, get involved in Press Pass, and you can go pretend to be a 1935 player for the Antwerpen Sculpturen, and you won the United Club Football Upsilon Pi. And we're co-publishing from the precedent, the pole position in blockchain. And it's being sacrificed for social hierarchy by clowns. Oh, what dog shit behavior. Let's get back into it. 36. We'll do 36 in a minute. I have to go get this paint out of my side. 1 second. And don't worry, it's not like it's, I guess I don't mind showing y'all, it's this. got a bunch of stuff going on here. So, every once in a while I have pain spikes. And they get to be kind of crazy. So just a second. This one won't take but a second.
Loud, so get it right.
All the things that we can do, freeing crypto bears from the Ethereum zoo. They wanna be with you. All the things that we can be, putting crypto bears on merchandising. Join me and sing. Collect a puzzle piece and free a bear. Get them out of the zoo, back to their lairs. Time to free a bear. Time to free a bear. Time to free a bear, bear. Yo, I'm here first bear in my here first lair. I was here first. I got that here first stare. Here first on some merch, that's that here first rare. If you help complete the puzzle, I'll meet my son Pierre. Somebody let me out, I'll breathe that here first air. Put me on a here first shirt or a here first chair. You can't steal my spot, got me that here first flair. I know the art is hot, keep your clear thirst there. This ain't about greed, here first bear is fair. If you help complete the puzzle, we can share. I'll finally meet my son, his name's Pierre. I was here first, I'm the here first bear. Here first bear, I'm already out of hibernation. I got a lot of friends and they all need help. Here first bear, ending the famine and starvation. Here first bear, sharing salmon and kelp. The lost bear is so lost, she needs help, it's low cost. Got caught out, she's storm tossed. Just put her on some socks and make her that sauce. The lost bear is so sad, she misses Bear Brad. Let's free enough bears to reunite the lost bear with Bear Brad. The lost bear needs a guide to navigate the rough tide. We'll find her a safe ride and get her to Bear Brad's side. We'll make her a warm coat and some soup, that's no joke. She'll feel better, we hope, she'll be able to cope, and we'll get her back to Brad's boat. Let's search high and low for more bears to join the show. Hey! I'm the primary conundrum bear, I bear the primary conundrum. Would we be speaking English if it weren't for self-righteous London? I hear you got that salmon, well bear, I sure would love some. We spread that on some bread and I'll share half of my abundance. Now I'm already free, but you can be right next to me with a bear of your own, and then I won't be so all alone, all alone, all alone. I'm the primary conundrum bear, bear the primary conundrum. Would we be speaking English if it weren't for self-righteous London? I'm primary conundrum bear, pondering life's great riddles. Join me on this journey, we'll find the answer somewhere in the middle. I'm already free, but you can get your own piece.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah. So that's another co-publishing effort that we were putting together piece by piece by piece by piece, organized publishing title by publishing title by publishing title. Since y'all were informed with anti-information, because I don't know what this isn't information, you're not helping me.
Friend of the show, Paris Hilton. Let's take a look at what she had to say.
I jumped in.
I know, I heard. I'm so happy I taught you what they were.
You did. You taught me what's up, and then I bought an ape.
Is this a gem?
I got an ape too, because I saw you on the show with people, and you said you got a moon pay, so I went and I copied you and did the same thing.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
This is disgusting. This is disgusting. These are like, these apes are straight up trying to fucking milk their audience,
Who
dude.
cares about the apes? This guy pisses me off so much. Anyway, look, this is 10 months after I'm setting the precedent in collective publishing. Who gives a shit about the apes? I'm a fucking scientist. I know it's not fancy. I don't like to appeal to authority with it. This is a scientific publication, March 28th, 2021. Publishes what's within it as property. Publishes what it can further express as property. I'm also wearing what it can further express. That allows us to publish our activity as property and claim title to the activity that we're publishing. And that also allows us to, as merchants of publishing activity, to map the appropriate market to every contributor. That this behavior is exactly how they what they're doing to build these AI brains, but they're not paying anybody, and it's driving me crazy. It's going to drive them crazy too, because there's going to be nobody that can pay for what they're trying to print. Who cares about the apes? This is March 28th, 2021. Okay. So when you're choosing to omit me from the public record, that is a form of fraud. April 22nd, 2021. This doesn't matter. It's not the scientific precedent in the collective publishing of an asset. And the way that they co-published their asset was a gambling scheme. Okay? Because it's a public note where you can publish whatever you want. So they published a gambling scheme. I'm publishing a Stupid Bear musical. Don't just talk about the fucking gambling scheme and ignore the Stupid Bear musical. That makes you're committing fraud through material omission. Knowledgeable and material omission. But thanks for checking out Press Pass. I still hate you. I still think you're garbage. Let's get back to UnClFoo Championships. Okay, so we're doing 36 ta. The ta. The ta of 36. Who won the ta of 36, chat? All 4 viewers that I have. Who won the ta of 36? It's Cold Edge, Mexico City. All right. Oops, that's the wrong. There we go. All right, who won Kappa in 36? The storied Kappa cluster that's held the same 5 teams since 1923. It's the Laughing Dolphins. Back at the helm of the Kappa. All right. That brings us to the Epsilon. Who won the Epsilon in 36? The Piripolski. Haven't been there for a minute. 1930 was their last Epsilon. All right. See how fun this is? It's just fun. This is made up. So it's just, we're doing this in a sports mockumentary, and everybody can publish it. And everybody can own the economic activity we're publishing because of the titling mechanic on the public notary. Just pretend I died and do it that way, and then that way I don't have to die for all of y'all to understand and celebrate a precedent. You're pushing me. You're pushing me every day. Now, I'm not in a position of self-harm. I'm saying I can't eat every day. I don't have money to eat every day. If it weren't for my client's restaurant for one, and a warehouse that she has, I wouldn't have anywhere to stay. I'm disabled, and I'm defrauded from the safety net because Kaiser Permanente lied on paperwork. And in this leverage-seeking society, whenever there's any sort of leverage that any sort of benefit can find on paperwork to deny you the benefit, they will deny you and they will kick you to appeals. They will all hold that on trial again and again and again. And even if you prove it wrong with an x-ray where they shove a bunch of chalk up your ass, they can just say, oh, this was an outlier and you got to go do this again. So my healthcare is actually a criminal trial. Somebody put a bid on my x-rays? That's funny. That's not a lot of money, though. The bid was placed to the whole collection. Any NFT owner would be able to accept his bids. I don't know what that means. That's so funny. Somebody placed a bid on... What do you know? What do you know? What does that mean? Why is he trying to get this? That doesn't make me comfortable. Nobody even knows what this is. Goldman Sachs, buy this. I always talk to Goldman Sachs for no reason. There's no reason I do that. Okay. Co-publish the economy. Somebody's $60,000. Who cares about 60 grand? Buy this. It'll hit my wallet. I will be a lot happier. My co-founders will be a lot happier. Everybody who's like, I'm cash deficient to over the past couple of years. I'm gonna turn around and just double what they've been helping me out with, and they're gonna shut the hell fuck up. That's a dream right there. See, this part here, this is gonna kill me if y'all don't do something. But it's okay. I don't care. I don't care. I've been dealing with that for years. Let's do the alpha cluster. Schnelle Hassan van München. The Munich Fast Rabbits. Very successful team. I'm going to say it every time. Okay, I will ban the Wonder from winning 4 in a row. Good, it's red car. We haven't done it in a minute, so it's good diversity, good parity there. Alright, and then the Gamma. What do we got for the Gamma? Molasses hat. Schnelle Hassan van München. That looks right. Yeah, I think we got it all. Alright. Let's do the runners up. We're almost to Bisafe start. These guys, the 39, this 38-39 season would be a month before or 2 months before the Bisafe starts. Because at this point, UnClFoo, they do a launch game on New Year's Eve. That's why it's always December of the previous year. It's so stupid. Even I think it, but and every team plays on launch day. So sometimes I would ask my buddy Matt who he wants to win, but he's gonna say Sun in the Sky Argentina every time. Maybe not. Maybe not. He's cultured and diverse. All right, so I have Chapeau de Malado. I did all that. Let's do the runners up here. Overall, the teams in the Omicron have a slightly better chance to make the playoffs than the rest. Like one team has a much higher chance, but then after that, then it's even numbers. So that's why I'm not too worried about it. It's kind of funny though. 24. Okay, Stockholm's back in there. It's been a minute. When's the last time they won a division, didn't they? Yeah, they did. There you go. Wildcard team 1 is Stockholm. What? Oh my goodness. This is what I wish AI would do, because it drives me crazy. Okay. Does it say this in a Swedish accent? Or a Swedish
Stockholm Hatchfenner. Stockholm Hatchfenner.
Hatchfenner. That's great, Hatchfenner. Well, I would say if I were to guess, it would be Hyphenor. All I know is that J, it would be, it's considered almost, there's like a vowel bend to it or whatever, but it's not. Hatchfenner. That's funny. All right. Let's see. That's a very interesting cluster champion slate. Team 11. Drapiri Polski. It's fun every time. Team 25 is Red Car, so they're already in there. Team 5 is Genoa. Of course it's Genoa. Of course it's Genoa. There we are. And then Team 4 in wild card is Team 4. Hey, Shoe Club Paris. It's been a minute since y'all been in there. Good job. No, baby Shoe Club Paris. Look, they won the 28. UnClFoo Upsilon Pi. Okay, point leader teams. 7 is Spice Market's back in. Good job, Spice Market. Didn't even make the playoffs last season. I already did Team 9, I believe. Team 7 is Spice Market. 13 is Los Angeles Industry. The Industry's back in it. Team 28 is Lake Pier, Chicago, or Chicago Lake Pier. All right, who's going to be the last point leader team? 12. Red Window. Okay, the Russians got in. All right, they're doing some crazy shit about now. So are the Germans. So I'm sort of happy that Schnelle Hasan von München is not making the dance every year. Okay. But I mean, the Russians, these are football players and football fans. So let's keep them separate from the political atmosphere. But the political atmosphere won't be separate from what's going on in their lore. I'll put it that way. Okay, let's spin Filo Frio against Chapeau de Malaro, Brazil. Hey, Chapeau. 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 How do you say it?
Chapéu de melado Brasil.
Chapeau. Chapeau de Malaro, Brasil. Chapeau. That's it. Chapeau. There it is. Okay. Delfines Rindo Murcia. Oh. Versus Red Car, and Red Car pulled it out. It's an underdog day so far. Not really. Ooh. Okay. Pili Polski. Oh, Chanel Hassan did make it. So they beat the poll. That's a little on the nose. He's run 36. It's a little on the nose, y'all. Oh, they're here twice, so somebody else gets the spot. It's Cold Edge. I'm glad I noticed. Wait, are they supposed to be there, though? Yeah, they are. Okay. Next, we'll do Stockholm against Red Window. Oh, wrong thing. That's Red Window. Sorry, Stockholm. So this, what's happening is a little on the nose. It's a little on the nose, everybody. One, we get Cold Edge against Chicago Lake Pier, and it's going to be Cold Edge in Mexico City. Now we have Profundo against the LA Industry, and it's Profundo, of course. Paris Shoe Club against Glasgow Spice Market. These guys hate each other. That goes to Spice Market. Yeah, Spice Market. Okay, let's roll round Z. We're not going to call it that in the lore, but just because the spreadsheet's organized like that, that's what we'll go. Z-Y-X. Okay. I did say that, so... Von Munchen's the highest scorer, and then the home team is Red Car. Okay, so Red Cars gets 5 spots, but it goes to Molasses Hat. All right, Molasses Hat versus Fast Rabbits. Goes to the Fast Rabbits. Oh no. Should I I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. That's what we're gonna do. The Nazis are not winning UnClFoo in 36. Sorry, that's just not what's happening. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get Recife and showrunner call. That's what that's gonna be. Okay, Filo Frio against Red Window. Russia was probably equally as bad. But it goes to Mexico City anyway. We don't have to worry about it. Profundo against Spice Market. Let's see how it goes. Goes to Spice Market. Okay. Now we have Spice Market against Cold Edge. Spice Market again. All right. Spice Market against Chapéu de Melado, Brazil. Hey, Molasses Hat pulls it out. Spice Market loses. Them losers. Bam. Bam. Molasses Hat, Brazil. Well, that's the Chapéu de Melado, Brazil. Chapéu de Melado. Chapéu de Melado. Chapéu de Melado. Portuguese is so fun. Like I say, I keep saying it's like, for me, from the way I'm learning it, it's basically like you have to chew on Spanish to get there. Okay, so Argentina hadn't won the champ. I mean, I thought they'd be doing well, but again, it's just random numbers, so who knows? All 3 American teams. No, there's 4 American teams. Chicago hasn't won it yet. But LA, New York, and Seattle have all won UnClFoo championships. Okay. After the first expansion, the expansion teams that have won are Amsterdam, and that's it. So it hasn't really been a successful program in the first 13 years in terms of champions. Let's see who the runners-up are. I could have. Oh no. Yeah, no. I was excited they made it, but they lost. So Rome and London made the finals, but then it didn't win. Yeah. 3 out of 13 to the expansion teams. Not great. Where are my dry socks at? I hope the Norwegians love the name. Here in America, we have 2 baseball teams named after socks. We have the Red Sox and the White Sox. So why not have a football team named after socks as well? Oslo Kuivat Sukat. Ooh, it probably says it.
Oslo kuivat sukat.
Oslo Kuivat Sukat. Yeah, that's fun to say. Kuivat Sukat.
Drapery Polski.
That's fucking hilarious.
Glasgow Spice Market.
Come on, that's badass. That's badass. It's badass. That's a badass name for a fucking football club, man. Wait.
Glasgow Spice Market.
Sporting Brood. Glasgow Spice Market Sporting Brood.
Санкт-Петербурга красное окно.
Los Angeles Industry. New York Butter. Seattle Spruce.
Fun. Read it. Really? Chicago Lake Pier. How hard was that? Another Sporting Brood. Why can't you read Chicago? Weird.
1916 Panamá. Filo frío de la Ciudad México.
Chicago Lake Pier. What's wrong with you? Weird.
Delphins Riendo Murcia.
It's fun. Man, I have so many championships to do, but this is part of it. It's if you want to think about what we're doing, it's sort of like I try to think of the franchise in terms of how George R.R. Martin might prepare a Lego kit for y'all to play in and publish together. So he might set the stage. He'd obviously tell you guys what the houses were, what the sigils were. He'd set the world up nice and thorough. It'd be the world that we all understand. But the, he might just say there was a battle here and this was the general outcome, but we don't know what happened in the battle. Like who killed who, what's going on. So you guys role play that at tables. Give me those details, and then I will then forward through the next chapter and write the next chapter. And then we'll get through the next chapter of lore together. Here in this process, I don't have to get that heavily involved because once the publishing method is sailing and there's a few thousand people, that's the dream to get involved in this. The only thing I'm going to be really doing is making sure that the print and what's output is within the rules and that it's appropriate for ages 11 and up, while also within the bendy edges that we have. I don't know if there's any specific to soccer because I wanted to make the soccer space specifically a super kid friendly space. Kids love soccer. So, and by the time we get to UnClFoo in season 4, I would imagine this sort of thing will be all the rage because the streamers will all have characters. They'll all be streaming their tables. It'll be a content go-to. It's really made for that. That's what it's made for. But I want to make sure that the ownership of the franchise and of the assets within are specific. The ownership isn't manipulated for corporate gain. They can buy specific things within this franchise and drive those specific things to corporate gain within the rules. That's fine. They'll do real well with that, I imagine. They do have to participate in the behavior first and not just scrape everybody's data using the publishing method and then hide me. This is a huge product. Okay, what do we want to do? Let's do another round. Because this was Molasses Hat, Brazil. And don't you dare, Munich. Don't come back and be like, hey, I watched the stream. We technically won that one. Nope. I think, honestly, from here, maybe through like 1948, you guys might be banned from winning the championship. Russia might be included in that window too. We will see. I will not manipulate it too hard, but chances are the numbers are going to take you out anyway. So let's get back to division champs. New York butter for the top. The butter back on top of the stack. Hey, that's good. We gonna get into Kappa cluster. Genoa, we back in Genoa, baby. They're just turning out to be a really solidly good team, and that makes sense, I think. 4. We're back Oslo again. Now the lanes cannot catch a break. The lanes are pretty bad through the first few years they were coming out. This is the Alpha. The Alpenfeen again. Let's do it. I'm just gonna flex Yellow River here because I don't want to spin it. No, red car can win twice in a row, but I still don't want to spin that. I'm lazy. Let's do the Gamma. Hey, 1-9-1-6 Panama. Winning the Gamma. They don't win often, but when they do. I think I did do red card twice in a row. Zurich. We just want to play soccer, man. World's shaping up to be at war, and the Alpenfeen is all Switzerland cares about. And money. Gold in their Alp ferries. That's funny. New York butter. Are you a butter fan? You've never met a better butter fan. You've never met a better butter fan than Benjamin Button. 28 teams to choose from for the wild card. -6 because there's cluster winners. 15. Huh. Never fret, Molasses Hat. You're right back in it. Defending champions. $16. Yellow River, Brazil. I already got him in. That makes me, the Yellow River Lanshao in China at this point in time in the lore. 20 is Seattle Spruce. They've not been in it for a minute. The spruce. The rest of the world hates when the American teams get into the cluster flock. Red window. Damn it. I'm going to put them in. That's what's going to happen. The red card's already in. Lake Pier, Chicago. That's Chicago Lake Pier. Sorry, I got it backwards. How many American teams do we have? New York, Seattle, Chicago. Are we getting all four? USA. USA. Are we getting all four? Let's see if LA makes it in. That's Genoa. Happy to put Genoa in the game, in the dance. Oh no, they won. Stockholm. They never make it. I believe that is LA. Yeah, we made it, and I don't have to type anything. Double win. All four American teams made the cluster flock, and I don't have to type anything. 16. That's Yellow River. Sure, they can make it. And then the last point leader team will be 17. Sun and Sky Argentina. You know, I was just thinking that too. I was like, they haven't made it in a minute. My Argentine friends won't be super mad at me. Why don't you rig it for our team? The only thing I'm rigging is around world history. I'm not letting Nazis win championships. Look at me. All right. New York butter. So again, 1 through 5. Let's have it be an odd number as the high seed and even number will be the low seed. Let's mix it up. That's New York. Profondo against Red Car. Profondo. Koivatsukat versus Alpenfeen. It's Alpenfeen. I'm gonna just call it Profondo scored or has the better record between all three of these. So then it'd be Zurich and then New York. So New York's gonna be the low seed. Alpenfeen's gonna be the high seed. And it's Alpenfeen. So Profondo, Alpenfeen, Alpenfeen's low seed. That goes to Profondo. They make it back to the championship round. Okay, so now we have Molasses Hat Brazil out of Recife against Sol de Cielo Argentina out of Buenos Aires. And it goes to Molasses Hat Brazil. Seattle Spruce against Yellow River Landschau. And it goes to Yellow River. Sorry, to Seattle. Okay. Red Window against the Industry. It goes to the Industry. All right. Chicago Lake Pier against Stockholm. That goes to Lake Pier. All right. Now we have Molasses Hat against Yellow River. Goes to Yellow River. Chicago against LA. That's fun. That's a fun matchup. 1936. And it goes to LA. Los Angeles against Lansao. And it goes to Lansao. So now we have Yellow River, Lansao against Genoa Profondo Internacional. The Italians against the Chinese. And it goes to Profondo. Sorry to Yellow River. You did win in 28. Okay, we're getting close to the start of the Bisafé League. That's a good thing. I'm so tired. What? Anyway, yeah, so goodness, I might have to lay down and get another pain spike. I could ask Grok to do us a slate in 38. Support the collective publishing of the economy. I think I gotta lay down, y'all. Sorry. We're putting together these puzzle structured assets for corporations. They're sucking us dry. They're taking all of our published activity and expressing it into AI and then charging us back for it. You deserve title to what you're publishing, and that title needs to be earning from how it's expressed. It's just period. And we're setting the stage in the market for that. I don't know why I have to go through biblical pain. I think that's manufactured. Truly. Anyway. We'll pick it back up. We only got through 3 of them? No, I need to do one more. My stomach's roaring right now. It does not like that I didn't have coffee this morning. I could have made what little coffee I still have, but I don't have that. I don't have that other ingredient, which is the that sugar. I know y'all are like sugar's poison. I'll use honey, but that's still sugar. Oh, this sucks. Right, let's do one more. We need a 1 through 5 for the division winners, the cluster winners. Okay, let's see. The industry. Get the tap. It depends on who you ask, because you could say the Americans are just as bad at this point in time. I live in America, so we live in our lore. This is a very reverent period of jingoistic patriotism. 10 years after a bunch of rich people ruin the economy. All right. Who won the Kappa? Roma. You're starting to get good, Roma. All right. Who won the Epsilon? Spice Market. Good job, Spice Market. Back in it. Who won the Alpha? Shout out to all my viewers, all 2 of you. It's Alpenfiend once again in the alpha. Yellow River did win this one, just to mix it up. And then the Gamma, Sun and Sky Argentina. We've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Gammas in the nearly 22 years UnClFoo has existed so far. Okay. This is Yellow River. Alpenfiend won again. We have Spice Market in here. Oh. And finally, the LA Industry. Okay. Let's get the runners up and then we'll spin the whole championship. Shout out to all the 8 viewers that I have. If you see a team here that you want to win, just say it in chat because I'll reward the interaction and I'll advance them and put them in a slot at least. 17. We already have them in there. Sun and Sky Argentina. Panama. $15. Oops, wrong thing. Molasses Hat Brazil back in it. Hmm. 18. Jasmine Star Algeria, finally. $15 is Molasses Hat again. New York Butter. The butter made it. Wow. Ah, shit. Four more. Let me do the thing. That's chat. That's Molasses Hat. 11 is Poland. Oh, they've been dry for a minute, huh? I think I already have 5. Oh, it's Genoa. Good. I'm glad they made it. Hey, the Lanes. Good job, London Lanes. It's a garbage team so far. The Lanes. 19 is Jasmine Star Algeria. They already made it though. $21 is the Roma, Sweet Continentale, so they already made it. Both Italian teams are in. Molasses Hat really wants to be in. They already are in. Okay, we can do Panama as the last team here. Okay, first up is LA versus Argentina. LA is the home team. So they get the odd numbers. Argentina gets the even numbers. And it goes to Argentina. Rome and Lansao. We'll have Lansao be the higher seed. That was a weak roll, sorry. There we go. So we'll give that to Lansao. Then we'll do Spice Market against Alpenfeen. And that goes to Spice Market. Of these three teams, Sun and Sky has best record, so Spice Market and Yellow River will play for the semis. And that goes to Yellow River. Okay, so Argentina versus China and the cluster champion final. It goes to Argentina. Okay, they might win one. You guys might be back in there with the trophy. Okay, let's do. Is Panama in twice? Oops, I messed up. We'll just pull another team. Red car's fine. Okay, so red card against Panama. Red card has the odd advantage, but it goes to Panama. Okay. We have Chipeu de Melado Brazil against the London Lions. Oops, that's terrible spin. Molasses Hat gets the victory against London, of course. Six would be Genoa over Jasmine Star Algeria. Sorry, Jasmine Star. And then we have the New York Butter against the Poland Drapes. And that goes to the Drapes. So now we have Molasses Hat versus Panama cluster rivalry. Okay. That goes to Molasses Hat. I'm fighting through it, y'all. We're getting to the end. Drapes against Genoa. And it goes to the Drapes. We have Poland against Brazil. And that goes to Poland. All right, Poland, Argentina in 19, whatever. I'm tired. I'm going to stop streaming as soon as we get the champion. And that goes to Argentina. Congratulations, felicidades. Okay. There you go, everybody. 38 champion. Sol y Cielo Argentina. I gotta take care of this. Time to stretch out that area that you saw that was super narrow on my x-rays, and that's gonna knock me out. So please support me. Thank you. Sort of life